Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel, Jala Sun Tarot. My name is Kimberly, and I love you guys so much. I couldn't be more grateful for your energy and your presence. So thank you so much for coming through today in this reading. Whatever made you click on this video, you are here for a reason, and there should be some messages waiting for you in one of the readings today. So, without further ado, let's get into today's topic. We are asking about, this person that you're currently thinking about. What are their true intentions? What are their intentions when it comes to this connection? And I want to get into the detail of their next actions. What is the next action that they're going to take when it comes to this connection? We're leaving this open, of course. This is the general reading, but a lot of you might be in different connections with this person. Some of you might be in a relationship, wondering what the next stage is or phase that you and your person will be in. Others of you might be in more of a, what you might deem as a spiritual connection where there could be some separation or some, runner chaser energy. Regardless of where you are at as far as connection, the point is we are going to look at this person's true intentions and what their next actions are for you and this connection. So if that sounds like you're reading, let's get into the pile selection. So just to let you know, I am introducing a new deck onto the channel, which is The Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm super excited. And that's the deck we'll be using for each of the readings today. But I did choose a different crystal to help you decide, and hopefully that'll help. So let's look at that in case you still need to make a decision. So for group one, we are using this healing stone, the lepidolite. So group one, the lepidolite stone. For group two, we have this aragonite stone, which is also a healing stone. So group two, the aragonite stone. And for group three, we have this piece of lapis lazuli. So group three, the lapis lazuli stone as well. Feel free to pause if you need a moment, with the energy of the groups or these stones, crystals. And if you feel like you know where, your intuition is leading you to, then I will meet you over there. Bye, guys. Group one, welcome to your reading today. If you chose the lepidolite crystal or stone, then you're at the right place. So let's get into it. I am excited to use this new deck as well, The Nightmare Before Christmas. See what type of messages are going to come through. We're tapping into the energy of this person you're currently thinking about. We're asking, what are their intentions? What are their true intentions for you? And what are their next actions when it comes to this connection? Really want to look at that detail, regardless of whatever connection you might be in or where you are in the timeline of your connection. We're going to leave it open for spirit. Thank you so much for coming through. Okay, let's begin. And my apologies, there is some construction happening. My window is closed, but you might be able to hear it sounds like sawing, but it could be a wind, a leaf blower. I don't know. I don't know. That being said, what is this person's intentions? Let's tune into that energy. I actually want to get 5 cards today and clarifiers, so we're going to get a little bit more detail today. This person that group 1 is thinking about, Spirit, thank you so much again. What are their intentions? What are their next actions for this connection? What do we need to see? So the 4 of Potions is coming through as our first card, and this is the 4 of Cups. Potions is cups in this deck. So we have the 4 of Cups. Okay, seems that there's 2 cards. I'm going to put it back in. We have the High Priestess coming through. Major Arcana. This is the moon energy coming through, but it could also be considered Pisces energy because it's High Priestess. Wow. Okay, this is interesting. What are their intentions, Spirit? This person, I want to get all the cards out. And we have the Lovers coming through, card number 6. And the Lovers card is Gemini energy. And we're getting the 10 of Potions in the reversal, the 10 of Cups in the reverse. And I do want to get one more card. All right, what is this person's intention? The 2 of, wow, 2 of Potions, 2 of Cups. So let's get our clarifiers and then we're going to talk about it, guys. This is a lot of, I'm not going to lie, a lot of water energy is coming through. And water energy is Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. We're also getting Gemini energy, like we mentioned, and a little bit of that Pisces energy to go back to water. That's crazy. So we have the Knight of Needles. How cool is this card? And the Needles is air, it's swords energy. Even though it looks like we're looking at the devil. So the Knight of Swords. Wow, 5 of Potions, 5 of Cups with the High Priestess. I feel like there has been a little bit of pain. Energy of pain. We're getting 2 cards. I'm going to put that back. Sorry, guys. I hope you're not getting triggered if I'm putting cards back, but this is a new deck, and I do understand that some of the cards are sticking, so I just want to make sure the right cards are coming through. And if they're meant to come through, they will, okay? You got to trust the process. Their intentions and next actions. Let's get the rest of our cards. We have the Knight of Potions, the Knight of Cups, coming through with the Lovers. Oh. We have the 3 of Presents. And if you haven't guessed, the Presents is Pentacles. Curious if you guys are at a distance. There might be a little bit of, for some of you, a distance. 5 of Needles in the reversal, 5 of Swords in the reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Candles. We got 3 Knights. Candles is Wands energy in the reverse. I'm wondering if this person is... Whoa, okay. Now, first of all, there is a few messages coming through. I do feel as though the first message, especially with the Knight of Candles at the bottom of our energy, is feeling a little bit as a person that is having difficulties making a decision when it comes to their heart. I do feel as though this person may be in an energy where they were not settling down. This could be them dating other people, having a lot of entanglements with third parties. Not for everyone, but for a lot of them, they could, again, be at a different phase of their life currently when you come across this person. I feel like as though this person is having a difficult time transitioning out of that type of energy and into an energy of something that's more committed and loving. I do feel like for this person, there's a lot of firsts. I'm wondering if this person has ever fallen in love, but I do feel like there's an emotion, a strong emotion that is brewing in this person's energy when it comes to you. I think at one point, though, they may have, their intentions right now. Okay, sorry guys. I went on a little bit of a flow, but I want to get back into, the energy of currently their intentions. Because right now I do feel as though they might be making a decision about this. So their actions right now could look a little stuck. We are here to figure out what their next actions are. So let's get into that, because right now I don't feel like you and this person are in some type of way communicating. There could also be some sort of conflict revolved around this energy. I'm getting the Four of Cups, which is the first card, and what looks like the Devil but is not. It's the Knight of Swords coming through as our first energy. And it feels pretty strong, we're sorry. Had to roll up my sleeves. But I feel as though this is energy of someone overthinking things. We did get Gemini as well with the Lovers. And that feels like someone is in their head. Now, the Four of Potions usually comes through when someone is not taking the offer or the opportunity, or something's going on in their external life that is keeping them from moving forward in a direction that's leading them toward you, group one. And with the Knight of Needles, there might be, next action could feel a little bit more communication could be coming through to close some sort of gap, especially if this person has been a little bit disconnected or distance, or if there's been a disconnection or distance within this connection. But I do feel as though communication is something that could be a possibility for next actions, because their intention isn't, I don't think it's bad, because it is coming from a heartfelt place. I think what makes it feel bad is the idea of this person isn't comfortable being in this energy yet. But I feel as though they are still wanting to move forward. There does feel to be a little bit of mystery involved when it comes to the energies between you and this person. We have the High Priestess, and it's coming through with the Five of Potions, which could feel a little bit like loss, regret, heartfelt loss. Look at Jack on his throne looking a little bit forlorn. And it almost feels like that Four of Cups energy, although there might be 5 cups, right? Because it's the 5 of Cups. But, to go back to the Four of Potions, something about their decision or something about them missing an opportunity with you has left them overthinking in their head. Really, they could be dreaming about this. They could be over analyzing this in some way. But I do feel like the strongest emotion that's coming through is a little bit of that sadness and a little bit of regret. Like, what have I done? I'm hearing, what have I done? Is repeating. So now we have the Lovers, which is the center of our reading in our spread today. And it's coming through with the Knight of Potions. So that feels, and again, potions is cups. So this person's next actions, we're getting, like I said, 3 knights. And one of the knights is in reversal, which is the Wands, which does feel like as though it's more so past energy. But when we're looking at current, it's feeling communicative, and it's feeling, coming from a place of their heart space. This person, it really does care about you. It could be love. It could be a very strong like, whatever, regardless of where it is, depending on your connection. This person's intentions are feeling emotional. They're coming from an emotional place. And I think that their emotions are going to drive them next in this connection. I do feel as though currently they are making a decision, and it does feel a little bit like strategy is coming through with the Three of Pentacles or the Three of Presents, where this person might have flubbed things up for the future, with the Ten of Potions coming in the reversal. It could also be where this person is not seeing the future clearly. Are there, having regrets, or feeling as though what if, pile one or group one is not in my future anymore. So they could be really looking at all the angles and wanting to change this in some way. And with the Three of Pentacles or the Three of Presents in this deck, it's this person, gosh, I'm getting a message that's coming through of gift giving. They're strategizing, they're figuring out what they should give you, how that's going to look. And it is going to come in some form of messaging, communication. It could be in person. They may ask you on a date, for example, but I'm wondering when this is going to come in, because right now it feels like this person is still strategizing. I do feel as well like this is someone shifting out of the challenge that they may have been stuck in the first place when it comes to you and this connection. Like this person is now gaining that clarity, and they're ready to move on from whatever conflict has existed. I'm getting the feeling that this person is seeing a different perspective in some way. And I think it's because they're realizing how they may feel for you, which could have been something that they denied in the past with the Four of Potions. Regardless, though, the energy that they are intending toward you is going to be in a loving, emotional way, and it's going to be communicative. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are messaging you or wanting to talk to you about how they feel in some way. And it does feel like this is something that's really affecting them right now. And I'm wondering if that's why they're going to come in sooner rather than later. But I want to get into the oracle now. So we do have the Truth Oracle to start, which I want to see, as far as their intentions. I want to get a couple of the oracles to figure out specific intentions and next actions if we can from this person. Time frame, anything that you could give a spirit with our oracle decks, especially starting with the Truth Oracle, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to shuffle it the other way. This deck is bending already. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Let's get into the detail of the truth. So let's see. This person's intentions, next actions for this connection, Spirit. What do we need to see? Thank you so much. Gosh, these cards, some of them are wanting to come out. So we have Rose coming through at the bottom of our deck. Passionate love, thorns, short. Getting some strong messages that this could have been short-lived if this person wasn't ready, or if this person wasn't committed to a different phase in their life where they weren't settling down, or they didn't feel the confidence to settle down in some way, even if there was no external people that are revolving around them. It could also be that they are just lacking that confidence in whatever regards that they have in their personal life. But to go back to this Rose energy, it does feel as though there's a little bit of a feeling of depth and like that eternal, you know, energy when that comes from that rose, that love. And wow, I'm putting it over the Two of Cups. So there really could be some strong emotions from this person. Let's see all of the cards. A lot came out. Trash. I mean, this is what I noticed right away because this is coming out a lot. And I'm starting to realize that whenever this comes out, a lot of it has to do with mental, health, thoughts, toxic energy, where someone just cannot stop thinking about something. And I'm wondering if that is the current energy that this person might be a little bit, could be getting out of too. But all right, we got forgotten person. Oh my goodness. Sorry. It's the first time I'm seeing this card. I am sorry. Eternal regret, it says. Wow. Pet. How cute. Independent, another horse. Feels like another knight. And then we have uninvited guest. We got a lot going on here. And it feels like this person's thoughts and their intentions are like really like the energy of independence, like for them committing to that eternal type of feeling that they might be feeling could feel very uncomfortable, could feel uncomfortable in the sense where now they're overthinking, they're hyper focusing. This is rocking their world in some way where they're not used to these type of emotions, perhaps. But like I said, I don't think that's going to stop them from coming in. We are getting sorry, and I think that's a really positive sign that regardless of this person and where they are at with their thoughts, because I do feel like they're trying to move on from these type of thoughts, but with the Five of Potions coming through, it's heavy on their mind. It's heavy on their mind. And it could be the fact that they're still at a distance when it comes to your energy. They could be seeking comfort from their pet, their animal. They could know that you have pets. Cat specifically is in the imagery, looking at a sunrise. I'm really huge on the sun. With Leo energies coming through. It says dog, cat, animal friends. So again, they could be seeking comfort in some way. Now, with talent, I'm wondering if they are trying to strategize on coming in or proving something to you or themselves and like highlighting something about them to make them look to be in a good light when it comes to you, if that makes sense, guys, because I almost feel as though they're trying to figure out how to redeem themselves in some way, especially if they're dealing with a lot of regret. So that's the talent energy I'm getting, where they are trying to like figure out like what could they do to impress you or to get you on their side. And with the question mark, the forgotten person, uninvited guest, trash, it goes back to those thoughts, the energy of, will group one move on? There's just a lot going on in this person's brain, but I do feel as though that the intention is to come towards you regardless. And I feel that's when they're going to feel better. Believe it or not, it's like and they know it. I feel like they know it. So I do feel as though them moving in your direction to apologize or to offer you the white flag in some way is coming in as next actions. So let's see what else we could see with the heart's hidden secret. I wasn't intending to get that many cards, but we have shallow. They could feel really lost without you, gaining a different perspective we already talked about. Rejection. They could now be fearful of you moving on, of forgetting about them, rejecting you was not something they realized was going to be like it was going to backfire. Where if they rejected you in the past, now it's like the concern of, you know, are you going to reject them if they move forward? But I do feel like they're also looking at the fact that if they did reject you, it is giving them a little bit of a different perspective of how they could have hurt you or how they could have mishandled this. I want to get one more. Distance. That's the feeling I'm getting, guys. Like where the shallow, the feeling of loss, the emptiness, not having your energy in some way is feeling a little bit uncomfortable. And I do feel as though the intention is to get it back on track in some way. We have hoping. And I do feel it as though they are feeling like a positive outcome is there's potential for that, but they're just not 100% sure because of their own self-doubt. Let's see. Let's get into our Moonology before we get into your advice, because I want to see if there's a time frame or any message or any other message as far as next action intention from this person. Thank you so much. With Moonology, thank you. What can we see? Let's get 3 cards. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So let's see. We have the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn, and Capricorn energy is time sensitive. It is coming up. It's around December, January, winter energy. And I am uploading in November, but if that doesn't resonate, again, this is a timeless reading. So if you come across this in 6 months, for example, that could be past energy that where the tough cycle is ending or has ended. But keep in mind, we are getting Capricorn energy, which does feel like a rebirth of some kind. We also are getting full moon. We have confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo, and Leo is August energy, July energy. But we're getting fire energy again with Leo. Capricorn is earth sign, and then we have, what do we have? North node. Step out of your comfort zone. That's what it feels like, where this person is stepping out of something that is no longer familiar to them, but they know that it feels aligned. It's like that feeling that they know where their intuition is leading them, but it could be very, unknown. This person tends to lean into their thoughts and their logic, but it's not really providing them with peace right now. And I do feel like they could be overthinking it, over strategizing in some way. The energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. So regardless of their strategizing, it's the action feel like it's going to come in sooner rather than later. And it's in the forward movement. North feels like facing your true north, And if we're in the north node, this person is looking more toward the future than looking at the past. So I hope that helped. And let me know if this resonates, if this makes sense for you and this person that you're thinking about. Their intentions are to end whatever difficulty was in the past, because they're really feeling your energy. They're feeling it emotionally. And I'm feeling throat chakra, heart chakra, a lot of Cancer energy and Gemini energy. The communication is coming in strong as well with the Lovers. And this person might even say that they've been making this decision and it was that they may not have been ready. And you might know why they weren't ready, or, whatever the third party interference was, whether it's a person or people or things or jobs or finance, whatever it is that kept this person from grasping that opportunity at one point. I feel as though this person would want to talk to you about that. Let's see what your advice is, though. Spirit, what do we need to see? What does our group one need to see with Work Your Light, Spirit? With this energy. Oh, wow. Is that okay? I'm not sure if the priestess wanted to come out, but this one definitely did. So we have Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realm, and then we have what always reminds me of the Tower, which is what are you clinging on to? And it says Warrior Woman at the bottom of the deck, which, whether you're male or female, don't take energy as it fits. This is warrior spirit, and it feels like communication. So I'm wondering if spirit is just reminding you to be strong when communication is coming in, to make sure that you are grounded. It could feel as though it's coming in faster, or it might surprise you. And I do feel as though it's going to lead to something better. So be patient with this energy. Allow this to kind of unfold in real time the way it's supposed to, and focus more so on your strength is the messages that I'm getting for you guys. Okay. So this is where we're going to leave your reading. I hope this helped. I love you so much, and I hope you're doing okay, pal one, regardless of where you are at when it comes to this person or this connection. You deserve the best, and let us know how this fits or resonates for you. Send a like if this made sense or helped you, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Hopefully I'll see you again. Bye, guys. Hey, everyone, and welcome to your reading today. If you chose the aragonite crystal or stone, then you're at the right place. We are using the Nightmare Before Christmas for all 3 readings today, which super cool deck. So let's get into it. We are asking about this person you are currently thinking about. We're asking Spirit today to give us as many details as we can as far as this person's intentions when it comes to you, and also what their next actions are for this connection. When it comes to you and this connection, we're going to keep it open as far as whatever type of connection you might be in with this person. Thank you, Spirit, as always, for tuning into the energy for the collective. For our group 2, oh, looks like my Moonie is coming to say hi. Hi, Moon. And she's gone. That was Moon, one of my cats. She's a tortie. All right, let's get into it, guys. So we're going to get 5 cards today. I did want to get some more detail. Make sure that we are seeing what this person's intentions and next actions are clearly. So let's see. Okay. So we have the 6 of Potions coming through. This is the 6 of Cups. It's a water sign. Their intentions and next actions. We have 2 cards coming through. We have the 4 of Candles and the 4 of Presents. 2 4s back to back. Now the candles represents wands, so this is the 4 of Wands next to the 6 of Cups. And then we got the 4 of Presents, which is Pentacles. Guys, this is pretty positive as far as their intentions. Let's get all of our messages, though. 2 cards again. And we have the Wheel of Fortune, card number 10. And that is our first major arcana. And this is Pisces energy, water sign as well. And it also came with the Ace of Presents. We're going to keep it separate, though. And presence again is Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. Like, God, you can't get better than this. But let's get our clarifiers. Let's see what their next actions are. Their intentions, their next actions. What else do we need to see, Spirit? So we have the Nine of Candles coming through, which is Wands. Nine of Wands. Let me lift this up a little bit. Okay. I take so much time to fix it, and then it just, you know what? I'm not ready. Sorry, guys. We're going to do that again. Let's get one more card, Spirit. Two more. Okay, we're going to take it. Three of Candles, and it's coming through with the Four of, well, the Emperor. Oh, the Santa Claus is the Emperor. And this is our second major arcana coming through, guys. We have the Devil in the reversal. Third major arcana. The Devil energy is Capricorn energy, which is Earth. And the Devil is number 15. Emperor is Aries energy. I'm not sure if I said that. Let's get our last card. This person's actions, intentions, Spirit. What do we need to see? Another Ace. Ace of Needles, which flipped over earlier, and now it's actually coming through. So that's how you know it's meant to come out. Okay, so buckle up, guys. This is actually not... Hang on one second. Okay, I had to go see what Moon is why she's meowing. All right, guys, this feels really as though this person's intentions are to get a fresh start with you. We got two aces. That to me is huge. As far as next actions and this connection, this person is going to come through with communication. They're also going to come through with some sort of offer. It could look pretty committed. It could be a committed offer. It could be a stable offer. So I want to start. Hang on. Sorry, guys. I had to pause again. We didn't even get started, and now it's like I have half a mind to start over just because of Mooney's interruptions. But these messages are coming through so strong that I don't want to ignore these messages. So I apologize for the interruptions. Let's get back into it. So your Six of Cups to me feels as though you and this person have history. You and this person could be been going at it for some time. You know, where your connection could have had some challenges, roadblocks, in and out of a connection in some way. I'm getting the energy that there was a lot of, wounds. Also could feel as though both of you, not just this person, but you too could have added to the fuel or the flame that created whatever it is that challenge this connection in whatever way. I do feel as though this person has beautiful, feelings for you because it's coming through as the Six of Potions, and that feels like nostalgic memories, nostalgic thoughts. It could be someone that really does feel familiar with you. They could look at you as someone that they feel safe, comfortable, that they hold to very high esteem. I'm getting, though, with the Four of Wands, and we have it with the Three of Wands. This to me feels like the next action that this person wants to take is some sort of layer where you and this person will be together in some sort of union, however that might look. If it's energetic union or if it's in the physical 3D. Right now, there might be a little bit of a disconnect or a no contact with the Three of Wands could feel where there is some sort of distance between the both of you. but it might not be for everyone. If there is a distance, I do feel as though this person wants to come back in. They're feeling the flame. The flame hasn't died out. You see these candles and they're burning very bright. Now, of course, the candles does represent wands in this deck, but these flames are all lit on long tapered candles. So that too feels a little bit passion based. So this person has feelings, emotions, and they have that passion for you. So their intentions are, I don't think they're coming in with bad intentions. I feel, if anything, that they are really looking at the value when it comes to you. We have the Four of Pentacles at the center of our reading with the Emperor, i.e. Santa Claus, coming through in the reverse. Now, the Emperor in the reverse could represent someone that is not ready for stability or not fully at the same. It's almost as though they may be focusing on something else that was very valuable. It could be work, it could be business, it could be something in their personal life, it could be mental health. But whatever it is, it kept them feeling like they weren't ready to give. Santa Claus is all about giving presents during Christmas time. And, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, I'm sure the, Santa Claus mythology, I guess you could say it is. Regardless, it feels as though something kept this person from moving forward at one point or meeting you in that union state. So the intention, I feel, is to reverse that or to correct that. Now, the devil is coming through, which I think is fascinating because it's coming through with the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the devil is also in the reversal. This person could really be letting go of things that have kept them back from this connection. I feel as though that they're releasing any behaviors. It could be toxic. It could be energy of something that they've been holding on to, whether it's attachments, other people, other things. We could get clarifiers too. It could be them coming to terms with them, like admitting to themselves how much they feel or care about you. They could have been in denial. They could have been self-sabotaging in some way with this Seven of Needles. That could be someone that is keeping something secret. Something is not being revealed, but that could be changing. I feel as though this person's intentions are perhaps to, it's like they're looking at the fine print when it comes to this connection at this point, and I feel as though they don't want to miss any of the details. Now, we got the two aces at the end here, which, if we're talking about next actions, guys, there's no denying that these two aces could represent a fresh start, a new beginning, a reunion of some kind, a big offer, especially because it's presence. I'm also getting communication, clarity. This person is coming on the other side of something. So I want to see what that something is with the devil here. Spirit, what is this devil? And I would even say, what's the devil and the Emperor next to each other? Is, I have the message I'm getting is it's about thoughts. This person, figuring out their own anxiety when it comes to relationships or connections. But I want to see if Spirit could give us anything else. Spirit, what do we need to see? Why is the devil here? The Chariot in reverse. Something was keeping them from moving in your direction. What is it though, Spirit? Is there anything else? Knight of Potions. Okay. Kind of what I've already tuned into is fear, anxiety of their feelings. Knight of Potions is the cups energy. And if it's coming through with the devil in reverse, with the Chariot in reverse, and the Emperor in reverse, it's feeling like this person was just either not ready or is just uncomfortable being vulnerable in general. But I feel as though they're working on it. They're working through these setbacks. Their intentions are to come through and meet you halfway. They want this union, guys. Union could feel very mutual, very aligned. And with the Wheel of Fortune, that could feel almost as though divinely guided, and they may see you as someone that is meant to be in their path in some way. They may not understand it, but they're still feeling. And look, we still got the 7 of Needles at the bottom of the deck. That's interesting. So even though it's the bottom of the deck, Spirit, what were they having a hard time confessing to or admitting to? What is this truth? 5 of Potions, that maybe them not meeting you halfway or whatever these challenges or roadblocks have occurred between the both of you, it actually made them feel sad. It kept them, kind of in the dark. And they don't like that feeling. So this could be why they are now wanting to move and take action. Again, 7 of Needles are at the bottom. What else? One more, Spirit. What else are they not? Let's mix it up a little bit. 8 of Needles, which is the 8 of Wands. So the idea that, Cloud. Oh my goodness, hang on. Sorry guys, now Cloud Strife, my other cat, wants to interrupt. It's okay. They just want some time with their mama. And they'll get it. Don't worry, guys. We'll cuddle all night, I promise. And play. But to get back to your reading, the 8 of Needles feels like forward action, forward movement. And that could be what they were stuck in. That's something about their sadness, about whether they lost you at one point, or if you're in a conflict or a fight, they don't like that feeling of not moving in your direction. Even if they're not, even if they felt confused or not ready. All right, now we have the 10 of Needles at the bottom. So that could represent some sort of ending that you and this person may have experienced. And again, if you and this person have known each other for a while, a long time, 6 of Cups could also be someone you've known since childhood, for example. But it feels like you've been dealing with this person for a while. You have history. So amongst this history, there has been, sorry, that's one of my cats. Amongst this history, if there has been like on and on, how do you say that? On and off again, runner chaser type of energy for some of you, this person's is starting to realize that their emotions during this doesn't feel good when you and this person are in that energy. So in a way, it's like they're realizing that wanting a new start is going to make them feel better. Being with you as opposed to not with you is going to change the trajectory of how they are handling or healing or dealing with whatever it is that they are dealing with. And it could simply be anxiety. It could simply be fear. A lot of people, oh my God, I'm dropping all my oracles. I was trying to shuffle it a different way on my lap, but I got to shuffle it on the tabletop. Sorry, I'm talking too much. And the funny thing is, with the Ace of Needles, I do feel like this person is gonna communicate like that. The fact that they do want a fresh start, that they do want things to be different. They're right. It's like they're gonna tell you, I'm different. Now, of course, that is always your using your discernment, whether or not regardless, and again, it also depends on what type of connection this is. For some of you, this could have been a cycle that you're dealing with when it comes to this person. For others, you and this person could already be in a relationship. You might be going through a rocky moment right now, but that doesn't mean that this person doesn't want to fix it. Let's see what else we could get with our oracle. I'm looking at the clock, so we're going to keep it moving. So, Spirit, their intentions, next actions with the Truth Oracle. What do we need to see? Are we on the right track? Okay. Affairs. Ooh, third party, mistress. Now, again, don't force this to fit. This could be third party, it could be a person. And only you would know if there was some interference. For example, for those of you that know this person for a long time, they could be dealing with someone, they could be dealing with a karmic situation, for example. And that could have delayed all of this. If this is something that they had to confess to you, if there was some sort of an affair, and again, this might not be for everyone, but this could be for a specific few, then I'm so sorry. No one deserves that. Miss you. No one deserves. For me, that would be the fine. There would be no recovery from an affair, but that's how I would handle it. And again, that's easy for me to say right now as I am single. Okay. But when I think about you guys, whatever this connection is, I'm not sure what happened with this. And again, for a lot of you, it might just be other things in their life that they're working on with the Emperor in reverse that we talked about earlier. Work related, professional life, personal life might not be an actual mistress or third party person. So keep that in mind. We have run away, reconcile, uninvited guests, and apple. I mean, run away and reconcile with the aces and kind of the energy we've been getting with the Nine of Wands, because the Nine of Wands feels like resilience, like getting through some really difficult, hard times. So if you and this person have dealt with hard times, then this person wants to reconcile this. Now, these hard times could also be what this person is dealing with that has nothing to do with you. So keep that in mind. Uninvited guests. Now, for this particular reading, because we got affairs and now we're getting uninvited guests. Now, for a lot of you, this could be some sort of karmic entanglement that this person is recognizing that this is no longer working for them. That Ten of Swords could be an ending of some sorts that they are figuring out, and it might not have to do with you. But again, I don't want to harp on that message that may not be for everyone. Let's get into our heart's hidden secrets, guys, because if I didn't pick up on any third party, the messages that are coming through are positive. This person is moving in your direction. They do want to reconcile. They want a fresh start, a new beginning, and they're going to offer you something huge. So, but if this person cheated and, for some of you, for example, then regardless of how positive the next actions are, if this was any other type of connection, these type of actions, you still might not want this person. Now, for those of you that there is no affair or third party, and it could just be whatever it is that's interfering in this person's life that kept you and this person from grounding this into an actual relationship. I feel as though this person is wanting to move away from all that. They want to meet you, and they want to repair whatever damage occurred between the both of you. And let us know in the comments how this resonates, guys, if you're still here. What type of connection is this? For those of you that might be dealing with a third party situation, whether it's a person or if it's just a job, for example, or something, mental health, with the Emperor in reverse could represent this person's lacking confidence, or something is keeping them from that feeling of, being in their higher self or their divine self. All right, let's see what other messages. Now I'm curious what Hearts Hidden Secret's going to have for us with this energy spirit. What do we need to see? What do we need to see? Next actions, intentions. Divine Masculine coming through at the bottom of the deck energy. One fell on the ground, so I'm going to pick that up in a moment. We got withdrawn, depth, stress, and confusion. The irony is we did get the Ace of Needles, which feels like an epiphany, clarity, and communication. So if this person is currently still feeling a little confused, they might also think that you are confused about them. Someone in this connection is withdrawn. It could be the connection itself. We did pick up on a little bit of a distance. So that could be where someone had to withdraw. Something got in the way. It's stressing this person out, because I do feel like with depth coming through, that this person does value this connection. They do see the depth between the both of you, which is why this person does not want to let this go. They're not even thinking about letting this go. If anything, that they're hyper focusing on the fresh start, new beginning. And I feel like with Divine Masculine coming through, and we got healing, this could be the energy of what they want to be in, their divine, whether they're male or female. Because I'm thinking about the Emperor in reverse, the lack of confidence, the lack of one being in their sovereignty. But so this could be their intentions, to take that time to figure it out, to get back into their divine. And it could mean that they are healing something. And this healing could be distance. Yep. Distance is coming through. This healing could be in regards to you and them. It could be in regards to other things that they're dealing with. Second chance. Interesting, guys. So I feel like there's like double messages coming through, because some of you are dealing with some sort of third party. And that could be because you and this person never really solidified your relationship. Like maybe you never really had the conversation of exclusivity. So if it could be something like that, but if you were in a relationship, I think for some of you might really be dealing with what this person is working on in their own life. The third party, like I said, the affair could be a work, situation. It could be mental health. All right. So again, it really does, remember this is a general reading, and not every single message is going to be exact for your situation. It would be very like a lack of common sense for you to even think that. And I know you guys understand this, but the point I'm trying to make is I don't want you to now hold on to this if it doesn't feel right or if it doesn't make sense for your connection. Because I think the message that's coming through is if there is an actual mistress or mister or an affair, you will already know. You will already know about it. That's where the energy is. So if you have no idea, then that is not your message. If anything, it's more so of a third party, and that could not necessarily be a human being. Okay? Now I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but I just wanted to be clear, guys. So I want to get into Moonology before we get into your advice, because I want to see, is there any time frame for these actions? Is this currently happening? Is this going to happen in the near future or the far future? It's feeling current to near future. But let's see if there's any time frame or any additional messages we could get from this person's intentions and next action, Spirit? What do we need to see? Let's get 3. This came out, I think, in pile 1. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. I'm wondering if there was any confusion about a third party, if there was accusations. Maybe this person wants to clarify something. That could be it too. It's time to release negativity. Another full moon, this time in Scorpio. Now, Leo energy is like July, August. Scorpio energy, is it Scorpio season? It is. Happy birthday, Scorpios. I should know this. My dad, my sister, I have a lot of Scorpios. So this is current energy. This feels like summer energy. And again, this is a timeless reading, but like I said, it does feel pretty current. Look at the big picture, full moon in Sagittarius. And believe it or not, Sagittarius season is coming up as well, right after Scorpio. So this feels very current, guys. Whatever these actions are going to be. And I think for some of you, you might already be talking to this person and figuring everything out, and you might still feel like this person still has things that they need to confess or to be honest. And that could be your worst fear of a third party, so that could be fears that are this person's intentions are to, confront the fear that came up in this connection, perhaps. There's just a lot of different messages I'm getting. So, bottom of the deck, it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. We are having a really powerful new moon energy that's coming through in a couple of days from when I am uploading this reading. So, this person really is I'm feeling the energy that this person is ready to face the music, to take action. And they are very gung-ho about it. They're almost to the point of stubbornness. So even if they don't feel ready to communicate, they're going to. Oh my God, I forgot about this. A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo season. And Virgo season is, I believe, right after Leo season. So this is more like summer energy, and then this is more like winter, fall, winter. That being said, let's get into your advice, guys. Wow. Interesting energy. Spirit, what do we need? Let's give it one shuffle, actually. What's our advice for this energy? I mean, there's a lot of different situations going on in this group. So for the collective, Spirit, what do we need to see, Spirit? What is our advice for the collective for this group? Okay. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Not making the same mistake twice, breaking whatever patterns or cycles that this connection may have experienced. It's like Spirit is telling you to be awake in this journey, to know, to make conscious decisions as well when it comes to this or anything. You have the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. And we have Pleiades, double mission, channeling, uplifting humanity. Wow. I wasn't expecting these, but I'm wondering, are you guys going through some sort of spiritual journey, awakening? For some, if you're dealing with some sort of like twin flame, yeah, I get it. It's not easy, especially if this is a person that is still like releasing attachment to their past with someone or something. But I feel Spirit is saying that you are on the right road. The message that I'm getting very strongly is like, you get it, you know what's going on. And that makes me feel better too, because it's not easy talking about like a third party, if that is the case for a few of you, you know? But I feel as though you understand whatever that is in your connection. And it's almost as though you're already transcending this energy into a higher plane. Like you're seeing things differently. You're walking a different path. Whatever it is that you've been stuck on, it's like you're waking up to that. It could have been your own cycles or experiences that you're realizing that you've repeated more than once. It feels very light, bright, beautiful, joyful. Spirit is saying you're on the right road, even if sometimes it feels very difficult. That being said, this is where we're going to leave your reading. I love you so much, group 2. What an interesting ride this was. Let me know if this related in your to your situation and in what way. I love you guys. And hopefully I'll see you again. Bye. Hey everyone, and welcome to your reading today. If you chose the lapis lazuli, crystal, or stone, then you're at the right place. And I'm really excited to get into the newest addition to the channel, which is the Nightmare Before Christmas, as we are doing your reading today. I just thought it was fitting, their intentions, their next actions for this connection. And although this is a timeless reading, those of you that are viewing this at the time of upload, I feel like it's just fitting the Nightmare Before Christmas as we're asking about next actions. So, this person you are thinking about, that's what we're tuning into. What are their intentions? What are their next actions? What do we need to see when it comes to our group 3 and the connection you have with them? Thank you so much, Spirit, for always being here. So, what do we need to see, Spirit? This person, group 3, is thinking about. What are their intentions? What are their next actions? What do we need to see, Spirit, for this connection? So we have the 10 of Needles. It's looking like it's coming up in the reversal, but let's give it one more. Spirit. So we are taking it in the reversal. So we have the 10 of Needles coming through as our first card, which is the Swords energy, guys. 10 of Swords. What do we need to see, Spirit? We have the Ace of Potions in the reversal. And potions in this deck is the cups. Are the cups. Do we have 2 cards? So we have the 7 of Candles, and it's coming through with the Hierophant, both in the reversal, guys. And the Hierophant is our first major arcana. Now, don't be scared of reversals. Don't come for me in the comments about reversals. I understand, but here's the deal. Sometimes they're meant to come out that way, and it just means that there's just a different type of perspective that Spirit wants you to consider, if that helps. So we have the 2 of Needles, which is the Swords, and it is coming upright. Let's get our clarifiers, and then we're going to get into it, guys. What is this person's intentions and next actions when it comes to group 3? We have the 5 of Potions coming through with the 10 of Swords or Needles in the reverse. Interesting. The Lovers is coming through, wanting to flip out. And this is card number 6, another major arcana. This is Gemini energy. A decision. I'm getting a decision that this person is stuck in making right now. But I'm wondering, we are talking about intentions and next actions. So with the rest of our cards, we have these. There's three coming up. So I just want one, Spirit. Thank you. One at a time. And again, this is a new deck, so a lot of cards are sticking, but it's making sense to the doubles that are coming out. So we have the Page of Cups, Page of Potions coming through under the Seven of Candles. Hierophant in reverse, right? This is person's. We have the Two of Candles, another two. Two of Wands in the reverse. Could it have something to do with commitment? The World, and I'm not sure if that was in the reversal because I pretty much controlled that one. So we're going to take it upright. We have the World, and that is card number 21, which is the last card in the major arcana, and also the last card in our reading. And we have the Five of Presents, which is the Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck energy. So another Five of Needles in the reverse. Guys, I am feeling as though this is going to be a little bit of heavier energy. So again, I hope you're okay to receive the messages. If, we are asking about this person's intentions and next actions, and I'm going to be honest, this person is feeling pretty stuck right now. And that could be why you're coming through on a reading. I want to see if we could see any details currently of what's going on with that. Okay. So to start, we have the Five of Potions coming through with the 10 of Needles. This energy is giving the feeling as though this person doesn't want this to end. If there has been some sort of conflict or challenge that has really interfered in this connection, I am getting where it is heavily on this person's mind. They don't want to let you go. They're feeling a lot of regret and remorse. Look at Jack, on his throne with the Five of Potions. It feels heavy. It feels sad. It's this person that you're thinking about, they could be in an intoxicated state of some kind as well, where they are looking toward distractions to help them get through some difficult energy when it comes to you. I do feel as though, even these pins in this pin cushion, it's like the word ouch. It's like, ugh. And I'm wondering, what this ending is about. And again, it could also be where this person's intentions are, where they're wondering, is this going to be the end of the road? Or is this going to start over again? And they're not sure. And that could be where the stuck energy is as well. They are feeling a certain way about it though. The Lovers, it just feels like they're weighing a decision, but it's coming through with the Lovers upright. And it's coming next to the Five of Potions and the Page of Potions, which is the Page of Cups. So we're getting a lot of emotions over here. And the Lover's energy is typically not emotional energy because it is Gemini, and Gemini is more so like someone that is in their head about something. So for this to come through in a row, I feel as though there are some heavy emotions that this person is attached to when it comes to this connection. However, I am also getting the energy that they are having a difficult time reconciling the fact of wanting to start again, wanting to be in a commitment or be in a relationship when it comes to this connection, and wondering if this should be the end of the road. And I'm not sure where you are, and I hope you're okay. This is not easy to relay because I do feel like this person's intentions are not to I don't think they want to hurt anyone. Page of Potions could feel as though this person still has feelings for you. They may show you kindness. You might feel their energy where they could still, flirt with you in some way or be gentle with you in some way. But it could also feel as though they are now putting roadblocks or setting boundaries when it comes to that type of energy. So if you're noticing them acting differently or they're pulling back that type of kindness or respect, it could be because they are trying to figure out whether or not whether or not they want this to be a committed relationship of some kind. The world is feeling a little like a lot of paths lay ahead. These tree trunks, if we're talking about the movie A Nightmare Before Christmas, is where it's like portals that lead to a different dimension, or a different world, if you will. So this could also be, with the Two of Needles coming through, of just not knowing what direction to go toward next, whether it's an ending or whether it's a different beginning. It's like this person is stuck and they are in a little bit of suspension right now. It's feeling a little heartbroken. This person feels a little forlorn. And what I mean by that is just like you know, losing someone but still not sure if this is the right, like knowing that it might be the right thing, but not completely sure. Or because I do feel like this person is stuck in between, But I'm also getting to with the Five of Presents that someone could feel a little bit left out. Someone's energy could be a little like there might be like an abandonment that's taking place at this point, where if this person is ghosting or resisting, or someone in this connection is, pulling back, it could feel as though like, is this a re-ending it? Like it's an in-between type of feeling. And this person might be consciously holding this connection in a limbo, and that is not fair to you or this connection. So keep that in mind. I do want to get a clarifier though. I want to see why the Page of Potions is here. And it's coming through with the Seven of Candles in the reverse. So again, I did pick up on the energy of boundaries, or someone's walls are going up when it comes to offering some sort of love or kindness, respect. We got the Hanged Man a little in reverse, but it's like getting a different perspective, not moving forward. The Hanged Man is also pretty stuck energy, but it also could be someone that is understanding maybe that they could have been misleading this in some way. If they were coming forward to you and they could feel like they may have misled this. And it could have been because they are stuck, not knowing what to do. Bottom of the deck energy, we're getting the Four of Presents. What are they valuing? What are they misvaluing? It's gosh, guys, I'm curious what type of connection this is. Did we get we got the World coming through, which could feel like a new beginning, but it also feels like an end of some sorts. And to have it with the 10 of Needles in the reversal at the beginning, with the World at the end, it does feel as though this person's next actions are to make that decision, are to perhaps end things, because that's kind of what it's looking like for this person. I want to see if we could pick up on anything else. You know, I want to make sure that we're getting the right messages. So, Spirit, what else do we need to see? Let's give this one more good shuffle. Let's give it one more, actually. Spirit, what do we need to see with this energy? Their intentions, next actions. What is the truth, Spirit? What do we need to see? With their intentions. Okay. Bottom of the deck energy, we have uninvited guest. Let's look at all of our cards. We have cool down, message, sing, addiction. You know, part of this person being stuck is they may be a little attached to you and your energy in some way. It could feel really addictive. They could be very comfortable in your energy. I'm wondering if you guys are still messaging. This could also be this person's next actions after they figure out their decision, because I do feel like their intention is to come to some sort of decision to figure out what portal they're going to go down once something ends. Whether it's the relationship or a cycle of some kind or a thought of why they're stuck. You know, it could be multiple things that are interfering with them moving forward in the direction of offering you something new in a romantic way. With the Ace of Potions in the reverse, it does feel as though this person might be taking a step back. There could be a no contact for most of you, but again, the messages could come through. I'm curious of time frame, and we're going to get to that with Moonology and see if there's anything that could come up. But communication might be something that this person is intending once they figure things out. And I think I already said that. So let's get into our oracle with Heart's Hidden Secrets. I want to see what else, Spirit. What else do we need to see? You know, for some of them, they could be dealing with some sort of addiction. It could be literal, but I think for most of them, it's going to be some sort of attachment that they are having a hard time releasing. And that could be your energy, like I said. Let's see, Spirit. This person's intentions and next actions. Let me see. Any confirmations? Are they going to message? Is there going to be confusion and then commitment? I can't not see this. It's a beautiful energy, but that could be with the Hierophant coming in the reversal, what this person is confused about, what they're stuck. You know, are they going to end this cycle of being stuck and finally solidify this connection into a commitment? Or are they going to end this connection altogether? We have Divine Masculine, withdrawn, and curse. Ironically, we're getting pumpkin and time sensitive. We are kind of like in that fall season. This person, you know, could be withdrawing right now. They could be working on themselves, I'm getting. Some of them might want to kind of attain that divine masculine energy, which I picked up, I think, in group 2 as well. I'm wondering if this person, you know, what decision they're going to end up making. But I feel like they are intending to make that decision. You know, is it going to be commitment? Is it going to be, you know, choosing a different path? And I feel like right now it's hard to pick up on their answer, you know? And I'm sorry. I know that could sound very frustrating. You know, I could try. Cloudy. Cloud Strife, my cat, is right next to me. And that could be a sign for me to just see if I could see, Spirit, is this person good? Once this person makes a decision, Spirit, whether to move forward in a committed relationship with group 3, or if this is the end of this connection, what are they going to decide, Spirit? What can we see? We see justice in the reverse. It's still like that feeling of them just not knowing how to make this better yet. Let's get one more card though. Spirit, what do we need to see? Are they going to choose commitment? We have the 6 of potions in the reversal. So I feel like there is some sort of attachment that they have to your energy. You and this person could have known each other for a while, but it's hard for me to say that they're going to want to commit to this connection right now. It's leaning more toward no, if I had to guess. But again, it does also feel a little bit like the unknown, because the current energy I'm picking up on is more so in the stuck. So their intention is to get unstuck and to communicate. What that's going to look like right now, it's hard to see, but we are getting a lot of energy with the clarifiers of someone that is just not ready. Someone that is still feeling more, in the energy of just not knowing how to make something work, and a feeling as though something is coming to an end as well with justice in reverse. So, let's see. I want to keep it open for the Moonology. What is next action, Spirit, or intentions? Is there anything we could see, and any time frame we could see with the moon? With the moons. Thank you so much, Spirit. What do we need to see with this energy? Their intentions, next actions for this connection in the future. What do we need to see? Because it's clear what we're seeing now. Let's get 3 cards, Spirit. What do we need to see? Gosh, this came out, I think, in all 3 readings. Or a Leo energy in general. Spirit, what do we need to see? Their intentions, next actions. Okay. This fell on the ground. What do we got? Nothing is yet set in stone. It's like Spirit does not want to give away what's happening. And I know that's going to be frustrating to hear, but that's the current energy. Nothing is yet set in stone. And it also feels like it could go either way. It feels as though it also is the energy that you could be, holding on to, that maybe you need to release a little bit. Confidence is your key to success. That could be the energy that this person is trying to gain. Nothing will come of this situation. We're talking about their intentions and next actions. It's like it's bouncing around. Hi, Mooney. Mooney's coming in. Hi, Moon. She's my girl cat. Huh, Baba? Okay. Sorry about that. But I feel as though this person, if we're tuning into, starting with their intentions, next actions, it's like they're confident. They want to move forward. They want to rush in. It's like prey. The king of the jungle with their eyes on you. But then it's like, but it could go either way. They might let their emotions get out of hand. They might be trying to set boundaries on what they're feeling, which is why they could be shutting it down. And then we get to nothing will come of the situation. And then that feeling of attachment where they're attached to some sort of thoughts that are not allowing them to move in any sort of direction right now. So this is kind of confirming the energy, but where they are going to land, I don't think they're going to be stuck in toxic energy. Or at least I would hope not. All you could do is control where your thoughts are going to be, in the near future. And group 3, I really do hope that you're not also cycling or spiraling. Allow this person to figure it out. And you might not know the answer. You might not know how this is all gonna work itself out, but I promise you it will work itself out. Bottom of the deck, we have you and your loved ones are safe. This person could also be trying to come to grips with their own nervous, system. It could be out of whack. This person might not feel comfortable when it comes to love or this energy in general. So that could be some of the feeling that I'm getting. So we're getting Leo energy, but we're also getting mutable moon and void of course moon. And that feels more like a distance. There's no time frame coming through with that energy. And my candle just died out, guys. Gosh. So, with the new moon in Leo and Cancer, this feels like summer energy, but also like a fresh beginning, which is leading to our advice for you. Because I'm not sure where you are at, or what type of connection you are in. Or what timeline you are in with this person. Is this the end or not? It's really unknown right now, but I feel in the current energy, you hyper focusing will not help the situation. So that would just be my 2 cents. But I'm sure we want to hear more so from Spirit. So, Spirit, what could you tell us? What is our advice? What do we need to see with this energy, Spirit? What do we need to see? I was going to move this deck, but we'll keep it. Let's get one more, Spirit. What is our advice? Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. You guys, you are not alone. Everything is working out to the highest, your higher self. And I know that could be very difficult to understand, especially when you're going through a difficult time or a challenging time with something or someone or some sort of energy. And whatever it is that you're going through, just remember that it is all working out and happening for your divine good. And you do have such a beautiful spirit team that's guiding you and guiding this. And it's always important to tune into your intuition. We're looking at align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So if this energy, if you focusing on this person, for example, and what they're going to do, I think Spirit is saying if it's not making you feel good, there's no point in focusing on it. Release it. Whatever it's going to happen, it's going to happen for your higher good. Even if you never hear from this person again, you have to allow that to be okay. You have to normalize this situation in some way, because the more attachment you give to this person, the more unaligned you might feel. So that could be the message that is coming through. All right, we're just going to do this. And our final message from Spirit is trust your path. Oh, Spirit, I love this card. I feel like this is such a reminder of always remember you are on the best course. Trust your intuition. Allow yourself to go through whatever it is that you need to go through. Whatever heavy emotions you need to feel, it's okay, and you're going to get through it. Whether this person is for you or not, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? If you knew everything was going to work out, and at the end of the day, you will be with the best person for you, What would you do right now in this moment? Wow, guys, I love you so much. If this resonated or made sense, let me know or let us know how this resonated if you can, if you're up for it. If if not, no worries, but I really do hope you're okay and you're doing great no matter what's going on. I love you so much. I hope I see you again. Bye, guys.